Let's start with the injury list then, shall we? What's the latest? Baldock, Norrington Davis, Bash.
Yeah, we'll have to just wait and see how they are. Obviously, Wednesday's game might be too soon for them. We might have them back. We might have one of them. We just have to wait and see. So, yeah, he's touch wood. We're hoping none of them are serious, but there's things we have to take precautions on and make sure that they're okay to play.
You alluded at the weekend that there might be some kind of update on Jayden Bogle this week. Is the one?
Yeah, so Jayden's going for an operation on Thursday, which will rule him out virtually for the season. So he's not going to be. If it's the operation when the surgeon goes in that he's going to perform, you're looking at sort of 6 months, which is a big blow because we were all delighted with him. Everyone can see how well he was playing. And it's a real big blow for Jayden as well because he was really enjoying his football and performing to a real good level.
Crikey. I mean, yeah, literally sort of 4 or 5 games, the goals had come and then boom, gone, 6 months.
Yeah.
What's the problem then?
She's got a cartilage problem. He's presenting a little bit of soreness every now and again and struggling to decelerate, and then it gradually came into games, last 10 minutes he'd be struggling, then Birmingham it was the last 20, a bit longer gradually. So it's something we're well aware of, and the scan showed problems with his cartilage and just the position of where it is, and possible long-term effects if it's not dealt with. It's just one of those where we have to consider that. Bold would love to still be playing, and I think if we'd have been given a good indication that it could have been managed till the summer and it wouldn't have been out a long time, everyone was prepared to go down that route. But the fact it's sort of a 6-month rehab, and we want to rule out any long-term effects, it's just the right thing to get it done.
So given the fact that it's not that, then how is he? Because I'm sure he was loving life prior to that news.
Yeah, he is. I've missed him today. I was going to have a catch-up with him today, so I'll have to give him a ring. Listen, Jayden's a laid-back lad. He wouldn't give too much away. He goes with whatever, but he's disappointed. He was initially disappointed to have something keeping him out of it. One game of football, so we were all of the opinion and hoping that it was something we could manage him through till the end of the season, you know, and Jayden maybe miss a couple of games and change his workload during the week. But really, that consultation with the specialist it knocked everyone for 6 really with the news. So, yeah, he's down about it as you'd expect.
Is this game against Blackburn too soon then for Stevens and Osborne?
Yeah, so Ender's still not with the group yet. Ender will still be a while. Ozzy had his first day with us, but only very light today, so he's still a couple of weeks away.
I asked this question sort of almost naively. These injuries have come fairly quickly. Some of them are obviously impact injuries, no doubt, but is any of this to do with stopping and starting, you know, Christmas essentially being wiped out and the pressures placed on lads and their bodies?
Certainly, Ozzy and Ender the timing of them fits perfectly with what you'd expect when there's a massive change in your training load, and we've gone from obviously back onto firm pitches and Shirecliffs was underwater most of the time when we were trying to train on it, so it was there definitely as a result of that. Rians and Dids possibly, you know, I know they're a couple of weeks later, but possibly because they are similar types of injury. But listen, in terms of them, what's hurt us about those two and hurt them in particular is how significant those injuries are and the fact that they're needing surgery to put them right. So that's a blow.
And apologies if I've missed this then. So is there some kind of timescale for Mcgoldrick's absence from the team?
Well, he's going to have, speaking about surgery for him as well, so he's booked him for tomorrow. And again, once you're having surgery, listen, in our mind, he's not going to be available for the season if we get him back. It doesn't add too much time on in terms of recovery than if we just tried to treat conservatively. So for those extra couple of weeks that it might take, the decision was made for just to reduce the risk of it ever happening again.
And this, well, Good job it's a squad game, isn't it? I suppose. Otherwise, it would be from going on really relatively smoothly to bang, and there's 6 or 7 lads unavailable, admittedly for the most part, perhaps just for one game, but some serious long-termers.
Yeah, like I say, Jaden, Dids and Rian, we could have certainly done without, because you're sort of writing them off now. We're writing them off and just looking to get them right and fit. So that's 3 out of the squad. But yeah, we said that the squad's strong. We're happy with it. But then when you're getting 3 or 4 in a similar position, then in terms of your wing backs, and obviously Bash, who we pushed up one and brought Charlie in. So that's a concern, but hopefully it's not for too many games.
The headlines from Saturday are obviously clear and obvious. It was a great win, but from your perspective, in the detail, what particularly pleased you about thumping Swansea?
Us without the ball, I think people shown the goals we scored, and obviously George's after another, real good passing move and then a spectacular finish. It's rightly so, but us without the ball, we were very good and tried to use what Swansea try and do well to our advantage, and I think that worked really well. The players were hungry, a real aggression about us, and that was then reflected in the performance.
And it was another sort of midfield selection. Is that perhaps evidence that everybody's getting up to speed in that respect? Because prior, perhaps, and we've kind of alluded to this, supporters have maybe felt that one combination in particular looked more comfortable than maybe others, and maybe everybody's getting up to speed now.
Yeah, everyone's been great, but it's the opposition in front. So I'm not saying anything I say you're probably going to read into like what I think or the team I'm going to pick now, but you can't. Everyone's
of course,
done
naturally.
Yeah, everyone's done great. We changed system to be aggressive in terms of his outside midfielders and really release them to press their centre backs because of how they play. And we felt that Flecky and Sander could do that really well, and they did. So that's fantastic for us. We got the win off the back of their sort of aggression and athleticism, if you like. And but then it does change how we work with the front players. Obviously, we've used 2 in midfield in the past and gone with 3 up front to pass his way in and try and play through or behind their midfield. So yeah, it certainly gives us those options, definitely. And as I've said before, the options within the game to change as well, which is good.
Is Berger now more confident in his surroundings, if you like? His performances almost on a ladder have gone up over recent weeks.
Yeah, I think most have. I think most have been like that. And that's only natural as you're coming back from injury. Flecky the same. Connor when he got in the team. Sander. Morgan coming back. It's only natural. But yeah, Sander in particular now, I think physically he's there. You can see how good he is physically. And mentally as well, it's just as important, giving him the confidence to be able to go and perform. And like I said, it is different now because we're not performing Saturday. We're performing Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday at the minute, and it is a totally different, not only mindset but toll on your body as well. And that's where it's been really good for us to have a number of players performing well, and we've been able to use them then in the correct way, we think.
To the point where Morgan Gibbs-White sat where you're sat just 10-15 minutes ago, was saying he reckons Sheffield United are the most feared team now in the Championship. What do you say?
I don't know. We're not thinking about what anyone thinks about us other than us playing well and us performing well. I think just the fact of the reaction, the questions from when we've been doing the press, everyone really, we've set foot in that top 6 now, and it's people start talking off the back of a good strong performance and obviously the form we've been in. But I said it before, that's good because it shows that we're doing something right, but there's a long way to go. 15 games, there'll be lots of ups and downs, and it's about us maintaining some sort of consistency. If we keep this form, fantastic, brilliant, but in all probability that's going to be difficult, but it's important that we keep some sort of form and consistency now. Now we've earned the right to be in amongst it, we have to compete and just accumulate more points than the teams around us.
And that's the grind now, isn't it? You can have the upturn, it's when it levels off and plateaus out, can you still get the same results?
Yeah, exactly. And again, that's us managing it as a group of staff and the players managing it and themselves as well. We have got a workload, hopefully by the end of the international break, we're more or less back on an even playing field with everyone else, which would be good. So we can't have anyone throw that or try and use that against us. But we've tried to use it as an advantage. Like I said, it's been a way to give more players opportunity, because in my eyes it's been the right decision to maintain an intensity in how we want to play, and also to maintain and make it evident that there's massive competition for places. We've got some real good players who are not getting on the pitch, you know, and whilst that's good for me and I know how healthy it is, it's tough and harsh on some players when they're not playing every week.
Blackburn Rovers next. What's your assessment of them this year? Because they were sort of mid-ranking, weren't they? But this season they're right up there.
Yeah, because they've been really dangerous. Been a really dangerous team. Scored goals. Got a clear way of playing with how Tony sets them up, and they're very, very forward-thinking and dangerous when they regain the ball. And that's, you know, when most teams are at the most vulnerable, and they try and exploit that pace on the counter. And so yeah, we know they're going to be a threat. Very well organised, and like I said, they're all really comfortable with how they're playing now, and the players you can see, even when Tony makes changes, they're sort of like for like in terms of coming in to perform that role for the team. So we know that they're going to be very well organised. We know that it's going to be a tough night for us again at Bramall Lane, but we have to be ready for it. We know how we want to play, and we have to just look after ourselves and bring our best game, whilst obviously respecting them and trying to deal with their threats.
Do some of the players maybe wonder whether this is an opportunity 2.5, 3 months on maybe to show how much they've developed in between the match at Ewood and the match on Wednesday? Possibly.
We've not really spoken about that in terms of that game. We've obviously looked at it and we know, and it was different. It had a different feel. But I think if you're going to speak about what are Blackburn, I think that game's a great example, showing how dangerous they can be in those changeovers of possession. And they're not going to change that, because it's a massive threat for them. They're not going to change it, and they're very, very good at it. Arguably the best team, you know, in terms of countering or being very fast in transition. So we know that threat's there regardless. And again, the couple of signings that they made in the window reinforce that. You know, that the players who they can bring in have got that athleticism and pace, especially going that way.
Just as a slight aside, Paul Warden was saying recently, given everything, I suppose, to come full circle to what we started off by talking about, that this season might not be about who's the best, it's kind of survival of the fittest again.
Yeah, well, that is I think you could throw that every championship season. You know, that's why a lot of people go on about squads and the size of it. You can see that now with us. Like I said, it can just change at the drop of a hat. We spoke, didn't we, towards the back end of January, talking, yeah, we've got the squad how we want it now. There's 2 players in every position. We've got a big fixture list. We're going to be able to change as and when. We've got competition for places. And now, as we're sitting here right now, that's gone out the window. So it is just preparing your team in a way and making sure the players are prepared to do their bit and go and help us get points.